I've got one that can see.
Logic before authority.
Hi guys, this is Daniel Alexander Cannon here on Logic Before Authority. Hello, the Roxy Files. Good to see you. Excellent to see you. And the name of what we're going to do today is called Do You See What I See? And it's a work in progress. And we're going to do some of that work in that progress on this show. So I'm going to be explaining some things and at the same time building a bigger, you might say, presentation that ultimately I will do it in a very clean form. Okay, or like as in a documentary type form. Excuse me. But we're gonna get started on it. Some of this, a little bit of this, some of you have heard me talk about some of it in the past, but it needs to be learned. And sometimes learn something, you have to hear it more than once. Not only that, you need to always revisit these ideas, these theories, these thoughts, and come back to them and rethink them so that you may actually one day completely understand it. So we're going to ask the question, do you see what I see? However, first, I wanted to pull or show you a couple of things here. One, I had a little doctor's visit this morning, and we'll come back to this in a second. I had a little doctor's visit this morning, and they are really pushing the stickers, the stickers, really hard. And of course, the stickers are free, but they care about us so much. They're being pushy. Now, I imagine we have some clue as to why they're really trying to give away stickers so bad. But I thought I'd ask the AI. Of course, I knew it was going to lie or not tell the whole truth on this subject. And of course it didn't, but it did say a few interesting things and I thought I'd share it with you. It said, basically I asked it, what is the back-end pay system like for the stickers and the pharmacies and the doctors and clinics that give out all the free stickers? I wanted to know what it would say about the money. Okay. So I got just 4 slides of this to show you, and then we're going to move on. Okay. It says, under the Medicare Advantage star rating system, plans that achieve high quality. Okay. This is the words they're choosing to use. Achieving high quality under the Medicare Advantage star ratings system. So it says 4 stars or above receive bonus payments from CMS. Those bonuses are based on a variety of clinical quality and outcome measures, of which sticker rates, including the FluPow, okay, can be part. The bonus payments are not specific to FluPow. They are aggregate plan quality, because FluPow is one of the quality measures, better performance there helps boost the overall star rating, in which in turn increases bonus eligibility. So it's about, for the clinics and doctors, it's about the money. But they'll tell you, because I literally about got in an argument with my dude this morning, why I'm running a little behind today. I wanted to let him have it. I wanted to tell him what he's doing. I wanted to tell him that he is the white horse and the red horse and the pale horse and ultimately the black horse of Revelations. Because he is participating in it. But let's read a little bit more here. For example, in 2024, Medicare Advantage plans were expected to receive at least $11.8 billion in quality bonus payments across plans. $11.8 billion for just for Medicare Advantage plans. Plans that reach 4+ stars get extra incentives or rebates they can use to provide more benefits, which may directly flow to providers or into patient incentives to get more care. You see, that's the goal here, is to get you to get more care, because the white horse, he wears white. He's pure. He's righteous. He's there to help you. That's why they wear the white jackets. They're pure. They're like Christ himself. They're righteous. And they want your trust, and they're willing to buy it a little bit. And sometimes give things away like the flu pal. Okay? But what are they getting? Well, just for the Medicaid Advantage plan in 2024, according to this, I'm surprised it even admitted this, $11.8 billion. Okay. This is an example. It says a pharmacy chain gives 10,000 flu pals. They net $15 per flu pal, which equals $150,000 baseline revenue. And I don't believe it's 15 per flu pal. Okay. But it says if their insurer partner kicks in a $5 per flu pal bonus for meeting a target. You mean the target, like you're going to target something to kill it? Oh, but they're trying to stop the flu pal. Yeah, right. I haven't had a flu pal in 20 years. Guess what? I ain't had a cold even in 20 years. Nothing. I wonder why that is. And I know there's others of you out there. So, even $150,000 and $50,000 bonus, that's a lot of money, A little bit more here. A classic 1991 trial, performance-based physician reimbursement and flu pal tested offering primary care physicians financial incentives for meeting flu pal targets. They love using the actual words to let you know if you're paying attention, you're the target, okay? The results showed modest increases in flu pal rate. Imagine that. If you grease somebody's palm, they'll push, just like they were doing in the office today. Pushing me? Not a chance, buddy, not a chance. And I told him, he said, why don't you get flu pals? I said, I haven't had one in 20 years and I haven't had a cold. But before that, I had colds, earaches, the flus, and all kind of things. But when I stopped taking them, he said, why'd you stop taking them? I said, because my son when he was 2 years old, he got his flu pals. And 2 weeks later, he was gone. Autism. Ruined his life. Yes, he's still alive, thank God. But ruined his life. Destroyed even my life. So I probably better be quiet because I am not beyond the veil. I would really like to really go off, but let's don't. I hope you get it. Let me use a few words that have actually not really anything to do with what I'm talking about. Like the mosquito infestations, how there's an extermination underway trying to get rid of the mosquitoes. It ain't mosquitoes. I'll let you figure out what it is. But it's real, and it's happening now. It's been happening. The white horse has been riding 100 years. Or longer, probably longer. And they still have people's trust because they run around in those white outfits. I am pure. I am righteous. I am whatever. The scientist, the doctor, all of them that wear those white coats. They got blood on their hands. They got blood on their hands, and they're going straight to hell. They're going to bust it wide open. Guys, on the website, I want to give you a little update on the October SuperThon. You can come here and click on it, and it'll bring you to the SuperThon page. And I've included a little meter here to show you the progress throughout the month of trying to hit a goal of $10,000. And I've explained some of the things previously, real quick. This money will be distributed to the entire Supernatural Show team. But for me, I have to have around $500 to pay the taxes on my house. Okay, I've got 30 days, which has to do with this whole thing, really. I've got to pay the taxes. Because if I don't, there ain't going to be no house. Okay? And then I've got 2 leaks in my roofs. I've got 2 broke down cars in the yard. Neither one runs right. I couldn't go out and jump one right now and crank it and leave. I'd have to find jumper cables, do all kind of stuff. I ain't complaining because I'm in a rare spot of being able to reach out to people and they actually realize that I'm one of the good guys. That I'm actually fighting a battle. And that what I do, especially when I get into what we're going to look at here, you'll see that it is a service. It is maybe not like a church service exactly, but it is a service. You're coming to me because you want to hear the truth, because the truth sings to you. The truth feels good to you, even if sometimes it's bad news. The truth feels good because it's righteous. So we've achieved $112 of the $10,000, but we were just on the first day. This is the second day of 31 live shows every day for 31 days, the entire month of October. So I hope y'all guys will consider contributing to the October SuperThon. I do believe that we deserve it. I know it's very hard for everybody out there, or a lot of people at least. Not maybe for everybody, but a lot. But even your $1 contribution, because I have 100,000 subscribers over that. If I got $1 from each person, this goal would be blown out the roof. It'd be $100,000. But that's not going to happen because YouTube has my channel throttled, and I'm swimming upstream. They've got a hole in my bucket. I've got a 99 or 100% approval rate on the thumbs up, thumbs down. I'm 99, 100% all the time. But yet, they got a hole in my bucket. If you ain't watched one of my videos in so long, ploop, you fall out the bucket. So, with that said, I will run my little video real quick, and then we're going to get to this. All right, I failed to mention too, another thing I need in order to be able to grow this show any further than where it's at is a better PC, a studio PC. It's going to cost around $2,000. And I want to grow this. I'm just angry, and I want to do the best job I possibly can. But I need your support. The show needs your support. In order to be able to do this, we're fighting against the beast. You understand? And even small contributions, they make a difference. All right. Now, let's start at the top. Comprehend and copy nature. You will gain the knowledge promised in the Garden of Eden. Okay? Nature. Comprehend nature. Study it. Sit down and analyze a flower. Look at it closely. Pick up another flower, look at it closely, study the roots, study the soil, study nature. The Bible states that God made man in the image of himself. We also know that our children are in the image of us. And we also now know that the Moses tabernacle and the two temples were made via the instructions from God in the image of man, which then obviously makes them in the image of God also. So, if God made the man and his temples in his image, what image would he have made our world in? What image is the apple from the garden, or the fruit? I know it doesn't say apple, it says fruit, but the apple is certainly relevant. It is a fruit, and it is just like all other fruits. They have the core in the middle, the seed in the middle, the genesis in the middle, in the midst, the middle, just like the tree in the midst of the garden. It is in the middle. There's a reason why I'm saying all these things. So it says, where is creation in the apple? In the eye, in the pupil, the I am, the gateway, the eye of the storm, the eye of the Taurus. What image is the center of the apple in? Of course, you can look at this image and you can see that it resembles a lot of things, but one thing it resembles is, one, a torus field, okay? Like a spinning top, or a spinning hurricane, or a spinning supercell. Why do you think they call it a supercell? Because our cells in our bodies even spin like this. And the imagery of this spin is all over our bodies. And all over the world, including the name world itself. They changed the spelling to W-O-R-L-D. Even though you were saying the same word, you would be fooled, deceived. It ain't W-O-R-L-D. It's W-H-I-R-L-E-D. World. Why? I'm going to show you. So why did Adam and Eve veil themselves after picking the forbidden fruit? What did they realize? They realized they were in the image of God. The Bible tells you when you come back to God, when you come before Him, you're to be naked and stand on your clothes and be not ashamed of your body, because all of your body is in the image. All of it. There's nothing profane about your body. Only cultures and societies and religions have made it to be profane or dirty. Here I present to you knowledge from the Garden of Eden. Notice how similar the eye of the storm is to the eye and pupil. Notice they both expand and contract. The eye of the storm will expand, and contract, depending on what's going on with the storm. The storm is a swirl, just like you can see in the eye in the photo that I have there for you. Let's see if I can possibly make this any bigger. Let's see here. That's a little bit bigger. I know you can see it pretty good. I'm going to show some bigger images of some of this in a second too. I could put it in presentation mode, but you have kind of like less control. So, notice the eye, notice the shape of the eye, notice it looks like the leaf from the apple tree. The Vesica Pisces is there. Garden of Eden, eye of a storm, the eye and pupil and the fruit. This is all part of a great secret, all part of an understanding that if you were seeking truth, it is something you want to understand. This image on the lower left right here, I'm going to be talking about here in just a minute as it relates to the eye itself, and it'll show you the world we exist in, the WHIRLED world. It'll show you the true image and not the deception that the serpent, that is NASA, tells you. They don't want you to know what time of the day it is. They don't want you to know what day of the month it is. And they dang sure don't want you to know what you exist in, what our existence is. And they surely don't want you to know that you are not what you see in the mirror. You are not the flesh that you walk in. What are the attributes of the eye? It rolls around your eye. And I'm dead serious, okay? These are things I've pondered for years and years, decades. We are in the image of not only God, but of all of creation, because if He made us in His image, He also made creation in His image. It means similar to, like, kind of like, some fractal version of a similar thing in the image of God. The eye, it rolls around. It pivots around in a controlled area inside of a Vesica Pisces. It has hair and foliage around it. The eye is surrounded by little hairs. Well, Daniel, those hairs are to keep the leaves and dust out your eye. Yes. Is that as deep as you're going to go? It's in the image of. What else is in the image of the eye that has hair around it, that has the shape of a Vesica Pisces? Notice that the eye itself, well, let me read this verse. Pupil/portal views creation. you look out of the eye and see all of creation of God. And if you look back at the eye, you see all of creation of God. Notice that it's surrounded by white, like ice. What's that mean, Daniel? You know of anything else that's said to have an ice wall all the way around it? Yeah, the South Pole. Oh, you're still stuck on NASA, the deceiver that shows you the serpent's tongue right in their logo. And NASA means deceive in Hebrew, the language that they took it from. Notice that the eye itself is filled with what? How did God create things? It all started with the water, didn't it? The eye itself is filled with water. The iris sits flat with the lens or firmament above it. The pupil is in the midst. The pupil, the eye of the storm, the Genesis point, the tree that's in the midst of the garden sits in the midst, in the middle of the eye. Water and tears flow into it. The overall, so you can literally say rivers flow into it. Let's edit that. Rivers of tears flow into it. Thank you, Father. The overall eye shape is called a vesica Pisces. And of course, that's also the shape of the womb, where creation, when it comes to making a baby, takes place, doesn't it? The vesica Pisces. So take a look at these eyes. Do you see what I see? Can you see it yet? No, you can't look at it looking for a landmass. It's in the image of, but in a different image, a different way, but yet still in the image. If you take a look at the eye from a side view, or as you see it here, you can see that the lens sits flat back against the eye, and it's a large round circle inside of a larger round circle. And the cornea, or the firmament, is above, in a dome-like structure above it. And yet this eye, the entire eye itself, even though it's inside of a circle where the lens is, the eye itself also rotates in a circle within a circle. The Bible says that there would come a time where 1/4 of the earth would be destroyed with fire. And maybe it was another time when 1/4 of the earth was destroyed with water. Well, how can it be 1/4? It's just going to be this neighborhood, but not that neighborhood, or this county, but not that county, or this state, but not that state, We're this country, but not that country. That's not what it means, guys. What it means is you have a storm within the storm. You have a world inside a world. All creation follows cycles. This is your eye. And you can roll your eye around, and you can look straight forward, and you can roll it around in a circle. It shows you what our world is from one perspective. This is a very simple, even 2D perspective, okay? I will get improved visuals and graphics as this project ultimately comes together. One of many I'm working on. Now, imagine that inside the blue circle is where we live. It is the known lands, the continents that we are aware of. It is here. Yet, like all Tauruses, they tour. They move. Would there be an exception for this one? Everything else that's a Taurus, like the eye, moves. Or a tour, like somebody goes on tour, they're moving. And we know that we live inside of an energetic Taurus. No matter if you think the earth is round or flat or hilly or whatever you think, most everybody agrees we're in a Taurus. And we are. And the Taurus tours. This is why you have ice walls in some areas. Let's say this thing is moving counterclockwise and it's going around this way. You're going to have the ice wall on this side is going to be melting all the time. Climate change. The polar bears are having to live on icebergs and floating around. But yet if you go to the other side, over here, there's an ice wall 100 feet tall. And it's freezing up more every year. Do you see it yet? The world, all that is, right in front of your eyes, right in your eye. Even the sun above shows the glory of God's creation. Let's see if I can get us one of those images real quick. Let's see here. Doing it off screen here. Let's see. And I know you know what this image is. They call it, because we didn't get to choose any of the words for this language. They created it and said, speak it. Teach it in the schools. This one should do. Let's go down here. And let's insert another slide. And then let's go on here and put this on there. Oops. Unsupported image type. Okay. Let me see if I can fix that. All right, let's see here. Is that gonna do it? Nope. That's not gonna do it. I'll just pick a different one. All right. Let's just pick a different one. Like I said, this is somewhat of a work in progress. See if that one works. There we go. So what is that? Of course, that's the sun rising. And you can see the pupil, the midst in the center, and you can see the iris around it. And depending on the image, you can get to see quite a bunch even more. I've got some, matter of fact, let me pull up this real quick. And I can get an image out of here. There you go. Let's copy that one. Copy. Let's create ourselves a new tab, a new page. All right. Now you have it again. Now you can see another actual photo, and you can even see the white, the Arctic area that surrounds it. And you can see the eyelid that is the veil, just as a woman has a veil when she is young and when she gets married, so does the eye. They have wings. Each eye has wings. Let's go back up and let's add that in here. Let's try to minimize this one a little bit. The eye has two wings. Two wings, just like the Ark of the Covenant. Excuse me. Yeah, the Ark of the Covenant has two wings. Two on each side, with the covenant in the middle, where God shows himself, his glory, between the two winged beings, right? You have two wings on each eye, two eyes, just like the heavens have two lights, the sun and the moon, opposite of each other. In between your eyes, you have something called the ethmoid bone. The ethmoid bone exists in between the two eyes. Let's take a look at an image of that. I've showed some of y'all guys some of these different things over time, but now what I'm doing is I'm bringing them all together slowly. Bringing them all together slowly. Because I could tell you this once, and you wouldn't hear me. This is the ethmoid bone. It sits right in between your two eyes. In between your eyes, as many have been, we've known them to be called, are liars, right? You can see with them, but they can deceive you. Kind of like the two thieves or liars that were crucified on the left and the right of Christ. But where was Christ? Christ was on the cross. See the cross here with the veil hanging on it? This is the ethmoid bone, which also is in the shape or image of the ark, Noah's ark. It's also in the image of the Ark of the Covenant. And it sets into, but separate from, the image of a butterfly, which has two wings on each side. So once again, the image repeats. You see? Once again, the image repeats. Now, let's see if I have a way to, maybe I do, maybe I don't. Let's see. I have a way to take a screenshot besides the normal method I use, and I don't see the option there. No, I'll have to put this in here. Do you see the ark with the ports on top? And in the front of the ark, you have the Christa galley. The Christa galley, the place where Christ hangs out in the ship, because your body is merely a vessel upon the waters. Well, I don't live in the water, Daniel. There are waters below and there are waters above, and we live in a image of water also, a version of water, which we've named it air. You can't see it, but it's there. The galley is a place in a boat, a vessel, where something hangs out. In this case, it's the Christ, or the Christ, or Christa. This is where the flame exists within you, this area of your body and your brain. Your brain sits literally right upon this. Those ports are portals for nerve endings that extend out into your nasal cavity, which is why the swabs were put up your nose. They wanted to go up and brush against those nerve endings, where they want to separate you from the Christ. They want you on their system. They want you to be a node on their torus. You can see the wings down here, or you might call them rudders if you're referring to a ship. You can see the veils hanging on the cross, or either you could say those are the sails instead of veil. You could say sails on the mast, on the ship. This is in your head. I hope you understand. Ye are the temple. Ye are the house of God, not made with hands. So now you know what is in between your two eyes. Your two eyes that allow you to view out into a sinful world. It allows the body to lust after sinful things. No, not because looking at the female or the male is a sinful necessarily thing, because again, the human body is not profane. Our Father did not create something profane. He created something perfect. What made it profane is them. They taught us it was profane. They taught us that we should be ashamed of it and cover it. Why? Because they don't want you to know the things that I'm showing you today and the things that I will be showing you as we continue on this mission. All right, let's see here. Let's add us some more imagery here. So you must understand that God creates in fractals. Larger and larger and larger and smaller and smaller and smaller versions or images of the same thing. Or images, aka versions of God, fractals of God himself. This is throughout nature. What is the creation point? Center of the storm, like the eye or the hurricane or the supercell. What is the center where the cycle of life, birth, regrowth, produce, reproduction, and everything takes place? The cycle, spring, summer, fall, winter. Everything is in life is fractal, and everything follows a cycle. Just like this cycle. Don't you see what Father, he's the one that put this thing in the sky to show us where we are, what we live in. This is an eye. The eye rolls around. Oh, but Daniel, he left that part out. The world doesn't whirl. You're just playing with words, Daniel. Well, ultimately, that's going to be for you to decide. But if you're still here this far into this video, you know I know something. And you want to know what else I know, don't you? All you got to do is hang around, make sure you're subscribed, and support the Supernatural Show and support my work. Because the amount of pressure it takes, and it's upon me to do this kind of work, not knowing if I'm going to have lights. You got 30 days in a month. There's 15 of them. I don't know if the lights are going to be on tomorrow. That's the sacrifice that I make. For who? Who am I doing it for? For myself? I'm doing it for you because it's been put upon my heart to do this. And I can't back out. I can't walk away. Now, is there any other, you might say, things out there that would lead us to believe that they know that this is how our world is? Well, here you have an image of Garden of Eden. Also an image of the world. And you can see that there was a time when the Garden of Eden was in the midst, was in the middle. You can also see that this is like a clock with different positions on it, different petals, just like on a flower. Do you not think that God made flowers just by accident? They're petals like the hands on a clock, you see. All things operate like this. All right, let's see what else I got over here that I can bring over for you to see. I don't know how much any of you know or understand, so I therefore have to assume that I'm speaking to someone who is brand new. This is an image of the inside of the storm. The way energy flows. Close, it's not exact actually, because this is not exact. But all things work like this, even angels. Angels, balls of light, orbs. The deity, the angel itself, exists in the center of the storm, like we do. We have to exist in the center of the storm. This is currently where this storm is at. And over time, the storm tours, I suspect counterclockwise. Because if you start looking at nature, it'll start to make you think it's counterclockwise. And you also know Satan created time, created the clock, and it rotates clockwise, the opposite. So therefore, counterclockwise would be the actual way. Because Satan converts and perverts everything into opposites of the truth. So we exist in the eye of the storm. But the storm tours. Tell me where in an apple the genesis is. Tell me where in a peach the genesis is, the life. Tell me where in any fruit the genesis is, the seed. It's in the midst, the middle, the eye of the storm. You see, the apple's in the image of the storm, just like you have this storm here. But the genesis, the core of the apple of the eye, is in the middle, the midst. And all the energy flows around us and holds the stars of heaven, the angels of heaven, as they swirl above where we can see them. From the perspective we have, because we can only see so much of anything. But that is because we're using the eye to see it. If you use the mind's eye, you can see what I'm trying to show you. Do you see what I see? It's a tourist inside of a tourist, a world inside of a world. And this information also provides you much more insight into many things. Once you can realize it, once you can see it. His students said, "When will you appear to us, and when shall we see you?" Yeshua said, "When you strip naked without being ashamed and take your clothes and put them under your feet like small children and trample them, then you will see the child of the living one, and you will not be afraid." Hallelujah. Don't you understand that I'm trying to show you these things? I've been chosen and blessed by my Father in heaven to have the mind's eye to be able to see these things. And I'm trying to get you to open your eye. Not the one on your head, the one in your head. So that you can see for the first time. Finally see. Hallelujah. So God created man in his own image, and the image of God created he him, male and female created he them. Vesica Pisces, the two circles, the wings, the portal. It's not profane. Catholic religion makes it pretty obvious what they worship. They worship the feminine aspect. And they worship idols. They literally built their basilicas. They literally built them in the image of the feminine aspect. What you're looking at here is the image of a woman. The spire represents the heart. The two towers represent her legs, and she's laying on her back. All of the Catholic basilicas in France are built on exact replica image of the constellation of Virgo. The stars of the constellation of Virgo are mapped out on the ground in France with basilicas located at each star of Virgo. Let's see here. I think I'll use this one. I'm pulling some of these slides from a previous group of slides that I've put together over years, and I'm building a new one that's better organized, better tells the story. Yeshua said, the Pharisees and the scholars have taken the keys of knowledge and have hidden them. They have not entered, nor have they allowed those who want to enter to go inside. You should be shrewd as snakes and innocent as doves. Those keys of knowledge that Christ spoke of are the keys that I hold in my hand out for you today. I give them freely to any and everyone, and have been doing so for 15 years. 16, closer to 16. I've just been doing the Supernatural show. I added it on as a way to reach maybe a little different crowd. A little bit more digestible than the type of videos I normally did, strictly on Logic Before Authority. I was trying to expand my ability to bring in additional audiences to be able to get the information to more people by creating something that looked more commercialized. Not because I want to. I would prefer to just do this way, like a teacher sitting with you. And when you're talking about the keys of knowledge, the word keys is there intentionally. For a key is not just key to unlock a door. A key is a sound, a frequency. Like the harp and the piano, they have 88 keys. They can manufacture 88 different sounds. They claim that there are 88 constellations. Don't know who decided what was what and gave them all names. But I do know that there is a functional way that they spin, a functional way that they whirl. And I do know that the stars in the heavens are angels. Not just because the Bible tells me they're angels, because it does. It says it literally. I've shown it many times. But it's not just that. It's because Father has sent the angels to me so I could witness them up close as 25 feet. Many, many times on the water's edge. And you know what they look like? They look like a torus spinning away. They look like they exist inside the image of the apple, the storm. They too exist here, but the realm that they operate within in order to exist, to enter our world, is inside of an additional storm. One thing Bush said one time that was the truth. He said, "Don't you know that an angel dances in a whirlwind and controls this storm?" And then he said it again. And yes, it's true. And yes, but the angel he's referring to is Lucifer. He said controls this storm, this world. You see? Do you see what I see? I hope you do. I am looking to see. Let me look at this here. I don't know if I'm going to place this at this spot or not, but I'm going to look at this. I haven't seen some of these slides in a little while. I think I know what this is. One, it should be a video. Or maybe not. Maybe it's not a video. Oh, yes, it is. It is a video. Okay, it just took a moment to load. Okay, so this is a scene from, of course, Stargate. They're going to show you a storm, a portal, a gateway, which all things are created in that image, including our world, as I've shown you here today. So let's turn that down a little bit. We'll let it play here for a second. See, they're showing you the world. They like putting it in our face sometimes without telling us what it is, because they know that most people are blind to symbolism. I would not say I'm the best person in the world with symbolism, but I would say I'm the most free person in the world to bring it to the people and show it to them and make sure they understand the hidden language that exists. Because everything is in this world. It's said that it's not governments and powers and money or things like that that rule this world. They say that it is symbolism. That's what they say. Let's see if this has got a scene in it that this I want to see or something. I don't know. Oh yeah, it kind of does. See that bursting forth? It swirls, and even in this movie, it swirls. It shows you how it works. And even the portal of life, of creation of a child, all the attributes that are in the Garden of Eden are on the human body. The foliage that exists around these areas on our body that allow us to participate in this world, whether it be your eyes, your ears, your mouth, or your private areas, our reproductive areas, they all have a lot of the same attributes. They all have the swirl, they all have the center, the eye, like even your breasts, they have the eye of the storm, the nipple, and then you have the areola around it. And then for men, they'll have hair around that, and women do too. It's just much finer. Then when it comes to the reproductive areas, you've got everything there again. The hair is like the foliage around the garden that surrounds the tree, the center, the midst, the tree in the midst of good and evil, knowledge of good and evil. You ever noticed in movies like Terminator or Starman? That was from the 80s, I think. Terminator, like 90s and early 2000s, I think. And then also Transformers. They all arrive in a ball of electricity and fire. Just like the angels that I have witnessed many, many times. Many times. It's absolutely amazing. All right, let's see here. What do we got? Let's copy that. I think I want to switch it out. Delete that. Put this in here. That, so you can see kind of an overall picture and a inside kind of picture. And it again is just symbolism of what I'm talking about. Let's keep going. Let me look and see what else we might can add in here today. You see let's see here. So many options of where I can go from here. Let's copy this and add it in here. These are logos. And you can notice that how they're all similar in some way, like the Walt Disney pictures, where it has the firmament above the castle, and it looks like it's sitting in water or outer space, which is water. And over here you have the paramount pictures with the mountain in the middle, which is a petrified ancient tree. So it is the tree in the midst of the garden with a circle around all of it. And inside of that circle, or even you could say maybe firmament, you have the stars lined upon it, the angels lined upon it. All there to be seen. Here's how they show you another secret. See, she's doing the whirl, and she's doing a spark, and she's leaving sparks in the air as she moves. She's symbolism for an angel, for a deity, of which she is not. And Disney, Walt Disney, and all of that are profane. But there are things that they do know, and they will show, but they will not tell. But I'm telling you what you're looking at. She's showing you the world, or the world. Now, their world is an imaginary world, and our world is not quite as imaginary, is it? I've seen these sparks come off of angels before. I've told the story of one night standing at the beach. I went to the beach at night just after the sunset looking to see an angel. And as I'm standing there looking out over the ocean, I'm looking up a little bit, and one flies from behind me over my head about 25 feet above. And this pixie dust like this floated down all around me. So when I talk about these things, you have to understand that I'm not just speaking from theory, and I'm not just speaking from the Bible, even though it just happens to match up with all of the things that I've experienced in this world. See, they're showing you her as a deity, like an angel, with the sparks flying from her as she moves, and then she can throw a spark, a frequency, a key, a light flash. They're showing you that the heavens, which are the firmament, are deities. They're angels, angels of God, emitting a frequency, singing, and they all have different duties holding our reality together. Here's one other example. Showing you again a vault above, but not just a vault, a gear. A gear, something that turns, something that tours, something that turns. Just like a torus, the sky spin that we all know exists. But it's not like the guys out there that want to call themselves flat earthers. It's not that simple. They're on to something, but they don't realize how big the picture is. And maybe I don't either. But my picture is I'm not worried about arguing with someone as to whether it's a ball or flat, because it's both. But we don't live on the ball, we live in the ball. Here's an example of that. We don't live on the ball. We live in the ball. You see? Do you see what I see? Let's see here. I've talked about different parts of this, but like I say, sometimes a teacher has to repeat himself. A little boy sitting on the moon, but he's in negative format. Just like the moon appears to be in negative format. You ever wondered why the moon has basically no color? It's because it's the opposite of the sun, which has all colors, all light. Light, literally white light, is all colors blended. Now let me show you this. Oops. Didn't mean to do it there. Let's do it. I need a new tab. Now, I'm sure there will be someone who will get up out of and walk out of this class. And that's okay. But you're going to remember a lot of what I explained to you, and you're going to ultimately come back. This image is not perfectly correct. This circle should be over against the wall over here. And right there where I have my crosshairs is called the Sea of Serenity. That's what they call it. It's where they said that they landed the moon lander in the 1960s. That's where they claimed they landed. Well, and I'm going to have this imagery put together better, and I'm going to show it to you another time. But it's interesting is that imagery, that Sea of Tranquility, where that imagery is at, fits perfectly if you start looking at this entire image as a reflection. This area right in here, the circle again, is not in a perfect spot. Didn't have a chance to redo this. It needs to be over against the edge, okay? And it's a little too small. It should be 1/4 of the volume of this larger circle. Now understand, I'm not here to tell you anything. I don't expect you to just accept anything that I show you here today. But what I am doing is presenting to you some very possible scenarios. Okay? I've seen some additional imagery. And again, I didn't have it quite ready for this video today. I've been running behind forever, but I'm still running. Just swimming upstream is the problem. But there are areas right in this part of what they call the lunar surface, where the moon, or Luna, continents of the circle that I believe we exist in now, the 1/4 of the earth, or the 1/4 of the world, happen to match up perfectly with continents continents in our world, the known realm. And then everything outside of that, if you look up at the moon, all looks white. But what about the craters, Daniel? They're not craters. There are no places on the moon that giant rocks have hit and knocked perfect circles in the ground. If that was the case, every rock that hit the moon was coming from exactly head on, straight. So when it hit, there was no bounce. When it hit, there was no skip that left an oblong line. Look it up. You will find that all the craters are perfectly round. That means that what they told us was a lie. So if it's a lie, then what is the truth? And would Father put it right in front of our face? Maybe even right on our face. Maybe even right on our eyes. Can you see what I see? I hope so. I hope so. All right. Let's see here. I want to remind you that I bring this service to you freely for everyone, but I'm asking for you to help me with my situation. And many of you have many times, because I've been doing this for 16 years. I haven't been accepting donations for 16 years because the first 5 I was homeless and I didn't hardly need much money. When you don't have anything at all, you really don't need much but a little bit of money to eat. That's it. But luckily, because of the work I do, I've had many kind people. But I'm in a particular place right now where I'm asking y'all guys to come through for me. I'm asking y'all guys to help me hit this goal. And you may only have $1 that you can donate. Donate it. Now, if it's your last dollar, don't. But I'm saying if you have $1 and you say, well, I could give you $1, it will help. It will go towards the total. Like I said, where we're at right now, we just started yesterday on the first day, and we are now at $112 of the $10,000 goal. So we're off the ground, and I do know, and I do have faith that we're going to continue to move this needle as this month goes along. I'm not asking for anybody to do anything that would hurt you. I'm just asking you to understand that I am a man of service, and I'm going to continue to bring this knowledge to you, and yet at the same time not proclaim that I'm absolutely right. I'm asking you, consider this. This is what I can see. Can you see what I can see? I hope you can. Now the links, you can contribute to any of the links that are below the video, and it'll go towards this total. I'm tracking all of it. I'm even tracking, matter of fact, let me pull it up here real quick. I'm even tracking the persons who donated this $112. That, tracking all of that as well. Like I've got David H. Thank you very much, David. I greatly appreciate you participating. And I've got Stephen N. I'm just not going to say last names. Stephen N. I'd be happy to say it if you wanted me to, but everybody's a little different. Some people don't like to be put on blast. We've got Kimberly G. In fact, I need to type this in on my sheet that you can't see. Kimberly E. Or G, excuse me. Okay. And then I've got also, let's see, Kimberly G, Lisa C, Stephen N, and David H. Those are the ones so far that make up the totals for wait a minute. We've got a couple of new donations that have come in during the show. I won't be able to look at all of them, but I can tell you that we have, this is 10/2/2025, and we've got Kimberly G. Kimberly G has made an additional donation. Thank you so much, Kimberly. Honestly, thank you so much. And we also have I think I can say this name and it'll be all right. We also have Super Dave 44. Super Dave already contributes to the show, but I greatly appreciate you making your own choice to contribute to the total SuperThon. Thank you so much, Dave. I greatly appreciate it. I'm imagining you're probably in the comments right now. Thank you very much, Super Dave. Let's see here. Let me look at the numbers here again on some different methods. See if I need to specifically add anything right at the moment. Like that was Cash App. So had a couple of donations come in during the show. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, Super Dave. Thank you, God. Making a little progress. All right, let's see here. I think I can't see my other stuff from here, so I'll have to do that after I get off live here. But I can tell you now that the total is now up another $104. So now we're at 216, 216 at the moment. And I'm betting that some of y'all guys will come through in the next 24 hours before my next live show, and that we'll make some more progress. Oh, wait a minute here. My phone is going off again. Oh. Wow. Thank you. Y'all guys are so amazing. My own co-host donated. Thank you, Shannon. Thank you, Shannon. God is good. And put Shannon down. Wow. Super Dave donated. He already contributes to the show, and now Shannon too. Kimberly today. David H, Stephen N, Lisa C, Kimberly G. Wow. I'm so blessed. And I'm so thankful. And I will continue. We will not be defeated. They want to get me. They want to get my house. They want me to shut up. It ain't going to happen. Because I believe in the Father. And I also believe in y'all guys. You've never let me down. It's been sketchy sometimes, but you've never let me down. So, with that being said, I think that's enough. If you have any supernatural stories you'd like to tell and have me maybe read on the air, testimony of things that have happened with you, anything that's crazy, nuts, please write in to tell my story at thesupernatural.show. And I'm still kind of in logic before authority mode today, so I'm not getting too much into too much other stuff, because I do that normally on the Supernatural show itself. But that being said, I think I'm going to play this one little short clip here. And again, just so anyone who's just getting here has seen it. And then we will get out of here. I'll see you in just a moment. All right. That just makes me feel so good in a world that wants you to feel like crap. To know that y'all guys care. Shannon, so amazing. You've been with me for 2.5 years. I thank you, my sister. And I thank your husband for allowing you to do what you do and helping with the show. And thanks to everyone that's been helping. I love you. And we'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is the 3rd. Friday, we'll be back with the whole crew here together as the Supernatural show. But for now, this has been Daniel Alexander Cannon here on Logic Before Authority. And we'll follow up this information, this stuff. We're going to be coming back to it, okay? continue building it till I get it perfected, and then we'll turn it into a documentary and put it out for the world to see, really done smoothly and well. Okay? All right. Love you guys. Bye for now. Links are below or on the website.
I've got one that can see.
Logic.